the numbers, right? Talk about it. All right, first things first. I want to talk about the monthly indicators, right? Just looking at this as a monthly snapshot. This gives you a good idea of what we're looking at overall basis. We're down 2.2% in all closed sales from last year. But look at this number here, up 50.7% in all homes for sale. Inventory has increased dramatically, right? If you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to want to show it to you guys if you don't mind in the next couple slides. So detached market view. If you look at the new listings, up 20.8%, pendings up 13.2%, and closed sales just down a tad bit from last year, 2.9%. Look at the year to date, just look over to the right. New listings up 19.5, up 3.7 in pending, and up just a little bit, 0.7% in closed sales. Median, the prices are stable. I mean, we've been hearing what's going to happen with prices, obviously, as inventory increases and demand decreases a tad. We really haven't seen the effects. Now, it's always going to be a month or two after, or is a little bit of a delayed process, but I think they're going to be pretty stable. Attached pretty similar, right? Up 13.4%, pending sales down 1.1%, and closed sales down 1%. Overall, though, year to date, we're just on track as last year. So from our market this year to what it was last year, it's very, very similar. Now, you'll see the trends, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. Look at the new listings just month by month. September 2023, we're around 1,500. It was down 22%. And then the attach was down 10.5%. Fast forward to today, August 2024, up 20.8%. 1,938 new listings entered the market detached, and another 1,107 homes that are attached that entered the market. So we're seeing an inventory increase. I think a lot of things are taking place where homes are sitting on the market a tad bit more. And I'll show you what our inventory looks like, and that will give you a good idea. It kind of matches what the market is telling us. All right, pending sales up 13.2%. We saw a little bit more activity in the month of August. We also saw a little bit of a decrease, and look at this, a decrease in attached properties. I don't know why. Could it be coincidence? I'm not sure. I know that they have a lot of issues, like I said, getting finances with some of these HOAs and blah, 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 blah. So that could be the case. Closed down 2.9% for detached and down 1% in attached sales. So we're kind of in line with what last year looked like, just a tad bit down. But overall, they're decent numbers. If you look at the historical data, it's really clear what took place. We're looking at 2017. It was as high as maybe 2,800 for detached, and as high as maybe 1,300. So we had about 4,000 sales total between detached and attached. And if you fast forward the clock today, we're right around 2,000. So from 2017 to now, half the transactions. We're at like half the transactions that we were from 2017. Again, just stating the facts here. Median sales prices increased. Look at these prices. From last year was $992. The median sales price is now over $1 million for detached. $675,000 for for attached, and then we're up a little more than 3.9%. And you can see those prices just increase. I mean, the pricing is, wow, right? The affordability is becoming a little bit of a problem here in San Diego. And we're still seeing that push from north to south. I think things are going to balance out as people kind of go back to the workforce. What I was told is a lot of these employers are asking their people to go back to work. They're seeing production fall. They're seeing all kinds of things take place. So the hybrid is still there, but I'm starting to see a lot more people go. And you probably can notice from the highways and the freeways and, all the worlds. I mean, they're packed, right? Traffic is starting at 3:30, 4 o'clock, where, used to be 4 or 5 o'clock. So we're seeing a lot more people on the road, a lot of people traveling for work, and they're going back and forth. All right. So look at this. It's very interesting. I'm seeing that the original list price and what it's actually selling for is just down 1.5%, where it was up from February 2024, up in March, up in April. down a little bit here, and it keeps continuing to decrease. And obviously that big push here from 2022, the rates had a lot to do with it. It's starting to balance out, and ready, dare I say, is it becoming a buyer's market, right? And I want to hear from you guys. So after we're done with the slide, I really want to hear from what your take is on what these numbers are showing and your experiences. Days on market, it's roughly around 30 days. It says 27 here. I think in September, you're going to start to see that number increase with days on market. Homes are taking a little longer to sell, and we're noticing that it's not as hot as it was 2-3 months ago. So just pay attention to that. And this is a good conversation to have your sellers that, oh yeah, the prices are going to continue to increase. I'll just wait till the end of the year. Well, wait a minute here. Inventory is increased. And so you may want to have those conversations about getting them off the fence. And it's a good time to actually sell your property and buy another one. Contingent offers are being accepted. Are they not? I'll ask you a little bit. Inventory homes has increased. Look at this, 36.8%. And look at this wild number here. I mean, just look for the last 3-4 months of the attached. Up 84%, up 82%, up 90%, 93%. And even last month, up 78.8% of attached properties coming on the market. Look at the inventory. I mean, our inventory is over 4,500. When have you seen 4,500? It's been a while. It really has. So I think this is a positive. We were complaining about inventory 2 years ago and even last year. Oh, inventory. You got your inventory. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have really, really low rates, high inventory, and a lot of transactions. One has got to give, right? So if the rates are really low, then houses are going to fly off the market. You're not going to see inventory. So just pay attention to that. Here's the month supply. We're at 2.4 months of supply. That's up 41.2% from last year, and up 80% in attached. So the month of supply is 2.7%, or sorry, 2.7 months of supply for attached. This graph is it just says it all. It's going high, and then the inventory dropped, and now inventory increases. So we're seeing some volatility in our market. Closed sales total. This is the total market overview. Just kind of look at the totality here. Closed sales, if you look at year to date, 15,607. Year to date today, 15,744. It's just in line with what it was last year. Now, I am going to stop sharing, and I want to hear from you, the people that have been buying and selling with your clients and whatnot. Is anybody seeing what the graphs are showing first? Let me ask that. I'm going to open up the mic for anybody. No, I see you're shaking your head. Yes, go ahead. You want to speak to that?
Yeah. Definitely, I would say it is shifting towards a buyer's market for sure. And like you said, contingent offers are being accepted. I have a listing in Vista that we were originally going to price at 730. I was able to convince them to price it at 700. We opened contract with the buyer. They gave us a $13,000 request for repairs. I was able to get other bids and get that down to 2,600. And those buyers basically were like, you know what, we're going to cancel. We're going to go look at other properties. Buyers are walking around with their chin a little bit higher. And my sellers were just like, no way, why would we give up 13 grand? We go back on the market, it sits, we don't really get that many showings. We ended up getting an offer that is contingent. And then on top of that, they give us a request for repairs for 20,000. And I'm thinking, oh, well, shoot, like these sellers aren't going to take it at all. And now they're at the point where they're just like, and it is great to have a motivated seller, but now they're saying, well, you know what? We don't want to lose these people. We don't want to go on the market for a third time. And I'm getting ready to send a response to the request, and they're going to take $17,000 off the purchase price.
Wow.
Where about a week ago, they were saying, or a few weeks ago, 13,000, no way. And you can kind of tell, with homes sitting on the market, buyers are having a little bit more leverage. Contingent offers are getting accepted. And these sellers are just like, look, we don't want to go through this for another month. We just want to get the house sold. you know, a month has gone by and our mindset has completely changed. So, so yeah, definitely seeing it shift in favor towards the buyers for sure.
Awesome. Anybody else seeing the same, or somebody seeing something different? Speak now.
I would agree with that. I think what Noah said was spot on. I think it's like an adjustment in the mindset of the seller. They have to kind of like go through it and see that, like, kind of go on the market like, I'm going to get the best offer, and then their heart starts to soften to like what makes sense. So I have the same thing. I have a condo that's just been sitting, and I called all the comps around it, and all the same thing. Like, you know, it's all the same responses. It's slow. It's just like, you know, it's been 30+ days and we're at the least amount of time on the market. So it's just certain pockets or there are some pockets that are moving still, but
Always.
just
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Kim. I mean, there's always areas that are just hotter than others, right?
Mhm.
And some markets follow others. So if that's kind of slower, then their market's going to be even slower, right?
Yeah.
So I think what's going on right now is that I think people are on the fence. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, there's kind of seeing these rates, and we'll talk about rates in a little bit. We'll bring Matt Morano on, and he'll tell us about where he sees rates taking place. And there's been some volatility with rates too. So
Mike,
anybody else have anything else to share? Something that they probably would help the group?
Mike, also too, using the data that you are providing in these office meetings have actually made these conversations so much easier, because instead of me telling them, oh, well, you guys should take this, I just say, well, hey, let's look at the numbers and I want you guys to make the decision. And when they see that inventory is skyrocketed and transactions are being decreased, I'm not the bad guy.
Right. You're telling the story, right? You're
Yep.
not giving them the story. You're just, you're communicating the story.
Yep.
And I think that's what's beautiful about some of these stats and graphs and all the things that we put together for you guys, is that we want to tell a story for you. So that way you're not the bad person, right? Talking about, oh man, I think this market's terrible. Well, that's what you think, but that's coming out of your mouth. They don't want to work with somebody that's negative. But if you're just kind of advising based on the knowledge that's been provided, you're just telling the story. Like, hey, here's what I've seen. This is what's going on. We should make some adjustments based on this information. Not my opinion, based on fact. Anybody else have anything else to share, or something different? Maybe they're seeing something a little bit more unique in their marketplace or whatever. Please.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Hey, I'm not quite sure
Go
if
ahead.
some of these, I would say these requests for repairs that are maybe increased to a high level, if they're even trying to help compensate for the buyer comp. Because I don't know what is being offered out concession wise from some of the sellers or from your seller, Noah, but it's kind of another way to, how do I get my 2.5% or whatever as the buyer broker agreement, if they're only going to give a 2% concession toward the buyer broker comp, and maybe they're just trying to trump up the request for repair, so you split. Now you've made it palatable to the buyer. But I know that we're seeing, gone are the days that you just pick any listing price you want and you get it. Now it has to be within the value, the market value for the property. And we all saw it. We went through a period of crappy properties selling for way overpriced, and now you don't see that as much, where somebody has a property that has a lot of outdated features, has some issues, and getting whatever price they command. So it's bringing sellers back into the realistic range.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I have seen this. I was actually just talking with my wife's team and what they're seeing from an escrow standpoint, and they're seeing more cancellations just for the weirdest things. Maybe buyer remorse, a lot of things that are poor training. So I mentioned a couple people saying thanks to Walt and all the people who have stepped forward with great information, getting us prepped. I can tell you from a lot of the agents that I've been talking to, not all offices are the same, and a lot of people are like clueless and defeated out there. My wife, she deals with a lot of different agents, and a lot of the agents have no clue what's going on, and
Oh, yeah. I've
and
heard some
so they're
nightmare
really not
stories,
getting.
David.
they're not getting.
Mike,
not only that,
sorry to
they're
interrupt.
training.
I definitely want to talk on this
Yeah.
point for just a quick second. Sorry to interject, but I really got to make this point. I've actually spoke with a few outside escrow offices, and they said that there's a few buyers agents that did not get paid. Okay, here, let me hear that. Let me repeat that.
Wow.
Did not get paid because they had the incorrect forms filled out. They did not have the proper ones. Walt, I'll come back to you,
Wow.
David, I promise you, but I really want to make this strong point.
Good.
Walt, I'm going to bring him on for just a quick second. Walt, I saw you shaking your head. Yes, I know you deal with things on the other side of ours, right? You've seen some other things. Did I say something factual, or is that just kind of like up in the air? Tell me about that.
You are correct. This has been an issue, certainly statewide. On the offer, when the buyer is requesting the seller to pay a compensation, the buyer is stating affirmatively that they have a buyer-broker agreement with the compensation on the agreement. We in this escrow have discovered what Mike has said, found out as well. When agents don't have a buyer-broker agreement, or it's improperly filled out and they got the commission numbers screwed up, the seller is relieved of the obligation to pay. And Carr Legal advised me that there have already been, just like Mike said, some escrows throughout the state where the seller took advantage of that and the agent was not paid because they didn't do the proper paperwork. So it's,
Yep.
we won't do another seminar here. Listen to the recordings if this doesn't make sense to you, but I appreciate the comments that several of you made, because if you don't do the paperwork correct as a buyer's agent coming to compensation, you run a very likely risk that you may not get the compensation.
Thank you, Walt. I only wanted to make that, I wanted to stress that point because I don't want that to happen with anyone on this call, okay? Because that's painful, right? We go through the process. We think we did everything correct. We didn't double check our homework. You did not call Walt to say, hey, Walt, did I get this thing done right? He'd be happy to walk you through it if you don't know. But with that being said, you go through the process, you show them homes, they write an offer, blah, 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 blah. You were working with them for 6 months and then you don't get paid. Man, I don't know about you, but I don't want to work for free, right? And, as much as we love our clients, you're due a commission, you're due a compensation, you're due some type of compensation. And at the end of the day, please get that right. Go back to you, David. I'll go back to you for a quick second. Let's finish that up.
Let's reinforce what you said, folks. We mean this sincerely. If you have any questions at all, I am available, and I'm available evenings and weekends. Because that's when you're working. So like Mike said, we want you to get the paperwork correct. We do not want you working for free. So don't hesitate to reach out to me, even if it's just to confirm, unless you're pretty positive you've done it correctly. I'm happy to take a look at any issue that comes up on anything, but especially you preparing these offers and BRBCs and SBBBs and all the other.
Love it. Because I'm a man of my word, David. I'm going to go back to you, but let's just draw a conclusion because I got to move on.
No, that's good. Now just giving you some insight to what I'm seeing from a different perspective, but that's good that you could, remind people the pain if you don't do this right.
Yeah.
The pain is real, guys. I'm going to bring on, if Matt is on, if you guys don't mind, Matt, just jump on really quick because we want to talk about rates for just a quick second, okay? But before I bring Matt on, I want to show you guys our active and pending list. This used to be flip-flopped, just so you understand. Where you see actives, this amount of actives were pretty much pendings, and the pendings used to be the actives, meaning anything that went on the market was selling almost immediately. But look how large our active list, it just keeps growing. Days on market is growing and growing and growing and growing. So I guess what I'm saying is our numbers are matching what the market is, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, we're seeing an increase of inventory. We're seeing that homes are sitting a little longer. We're also seeing that you got to price it right. The home has to be in good condition, and all the stars have to align for you to get that sale. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I don't see that changing anytime soon, unless rates do something miraculous, right? And Matt, are you there?
Yeah, no, I'm right here.
Okay, go for it, man. I want to share this slide, and then you could probably talk a little bit about what's going on with rates and you know, I know that you wanted to kind of speak to the group about what the trendings are and what you're seeing.
Yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity. I mean, just kind of piggyback what you were talking about with you're seeing with the active and pending. We're starting to see the same thing. I think from the lending side, what I've noticed is a lot of buyers are looking with their realtors and actually feeling like they have room to breathe and are taking advantage of it while they can. Because as you said, you listed the property before on a Thursday or a Friday, it was in escrow by that Monday. Where now they have the opportunity to, tour a couple properties, take the week to think about it, talk to their significant other and the realtor, see if anything else comes to market. And if not, then, decide to make that offer or just keep looking. So another part I've noticed too is the last 2 or 3 of my transactions that got accepted offers on, there was some seller credits to cover closing costs. Because like you're saying, with it sitting a little bit more now, I think sellers are getting antsy and some of the buyers I've worked with are, seeing if they can get a couple of their closing costs or buying the rate down, like you're saying, to kind of help with the rate situation. Because again, the reason I want to put this, visual up is because we are seeing the trend down. So this is the bond market right here, the 30-year 5.5% coupon. And it's pretty much just a way of us tracking the bond production. And as you're seeing, bonds are being purchased, which is what we want to see. And so they're not selling off. So we're going upward trajectory, which is good because the more we go up, the lower rates go down.
Right.
And so this is supporting that, as you see, there's down days, but overall, we're seeing what we want to see to trend towards lower rates. And so a lot of clients are actually looking at that opportunity of getting some seller credit to either one, buy the rate down to avoid, refinancing right away, or to just cover their closing costs to where they're just teed up to refinance in the future. But I am getting a lot of buyers still. So if stuff's not moving, just know there are buyers flooding in trying to get pre-approved because they are hearing that, rates are coming down, Fed's doing their cuts. So I think it's just a matter of time until we see, that change. But it just, to me, it looks like it's a balanced market more versus just so quick to sell and buyers getting, disappointed.
Love it. Thanks, Matt. That was awesome information. If you guys have any questions, mortgage questions, you guys know how to reach Matt. If you don't, Matt, please put your information in the chat box and, go ahead and maybe ask for those graphs, maybe ask for, a rate sheet, or maybe even have a conversation with your buyers with Matt present. So therefore he can educate them on the financial side, right? So anybody else have anything else to share before I continue? And again, if you have anything, please put it in the chat box and we'll bring you on.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Go ahead, Tracy.
So real quick, I'm kind of grateful for the shift. I had a client I've been working with for over a year. She's a contingent seller. And thank you, Sharon Miller, for being so awesome. My client's super happy. Sharon ended up accepting her offer, and we were able to put her house on the market. Due to some family issues, they would not let me put the house on the market or show it until she was in escrow. So I always get the easy ones like that. But anyways, because the market shifted, now some of these contingent offers are being looked at. And then another client of mine I started working with in 2022, just got them in escrow. And it's because the market has slowed down and it's not multiple offers or cash offers, stopping them from getting their offer accepted. So it's pretty exciting. If you do have a few buyers out there you've been working with for a long time, you're finally able to get them into escrow. And so it's not all bad, but we just got to prepare our sellers like, okay, things have shifted. So anyhow, great big thank you again, Sharon. You're awesome to work with.
Well, I love it. I love it. Couple of comments on the chat. I just want to kind of announce, I'll make it quick. Taylor wants everybody to put the Zoom listing again, please.
I think it's down though. I think the system's down.
All right. Can you contact maybe Lindsay?
Well, it's been down for over a week now, and we're unable to contact them because it's down.
Oh, no. Well, there we go.
So we're working on it.
We're working on it. Thanks, Taylor, though. And then we have, again, Tracy has a new listing. She put it up here, townhome. Make sure you look at the chat. Barbara says, thank you, Noah, for always having my back. Love that. And Judy Spady just said, I closed the listing 2 days ago, 3 offers. 2 of them were contingent and much, much higher. I countered the seller. They would pay $42,000 in cost and to get a bridge loan. The buyer already had offered much more than the horse company.
Sorry, house.
Okay, I'm like, all right, house comped out, so it was a good deal for the seller anyway, it closed. Judy, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. And Dennis said KCM has a great chart. Dennis, do you have that chart present that you could put in the chat box if possible? I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but it basically says the election years are 5% slower than the usual 10% slowing. So election year always has something to do with things. We're not going to get into politics now. Anyway, Dennis also says, get your seller's net sheet and submit it with your pre-approval letter with your offer. It's great. It's a great point. That let the seller see like, hey, by the way, here's what we're actually getting to your pocket. So that's a great idea. All right, good. Anybody else?
Hey, Mike,
continue.
it's Barb.
Hey,
I
Barb,
just
go for
wanted
it.
to say how great Walt's presentation was to the San Diego County Escrow Association last night. We had a completely full house. One amazing thing was how little information is out there for the escrow companies. And we're obviously at RE/MAX Connections completely educated, which is fantastic. We have more information than anybody we found out. We had one company that sent 10 people just yesterday because their people didn't even know what to do about the new forms and the new requirements. So we had a completely, it was really scary and really shocking to find out how little information is out there for escrow. So it was just a great experience and a big eye opener on how great our education is here at RE/MAX Connections. Really good.
We got a secret weapon. We got a secret weapon, you know, and at the end of the day, our secret weapon is collaboration, education. And look, I mean, we have 77 people. That to me, guys, I don't know, you guys say thank you and all these things, and I appreciate that. But this is my thank you. Using our services, right? Because right now I need you guys. I'm just going to be very, very, very transparent with you guys. I need your help. I need your help with more escrows. I need your help with the ancillary services. Things are getting tight. Things are not selling as easy as they once were. Buyers' transactions are a little bit low. Sellers are, you know, not getting the price that they're looking for. They're pushing back on some things or whatever the case may be. So with that being said, that hurts me tremendously, like tremendously. So you want to help me, you love me, you say you love me, show me, don't tell me, show me. And the way you show me is by helping me, you know, with my ancillary services. And now, again, and I'm very grateful for all the people that use us. I'm very grateful for the people that are team players. We have so many team players, the majority of team players, right? But I'm also getting all those other people off the fence. Like, you love me, show me. And the way you show me is help me, help you, right? It's like one of those things.
I love you.
I know you do, Michelle. I love you too. I really do. And I know you're a huge team player.
Mike, can I chime in on that?
Please, Jill, go for it.
So I have a few escrows happening right now, and I would love to say that it is a breath of fresh air to use Connections escrow. I have a buy-side escrow where escrow did not pay insurance company, and now they're like contacting my buyer. And I use Connections escrow, and my grumpy seller called me and said, "Hey, Jill, Lindsay's amazing. She answered my phone call and she answered all my questions." And he was so excited that he was able to get a hold of someone to talk to him. He's buying a place in another state and he's having problems with all of those services. And he was like, selling my condo with you guys has been amazing. So we like our yacht rides, we like our Christmas parties, we like all of our education, and we're making all the other agents look bad because we know what's going on. So we need to use our escrow and our lenders and all that kind of stuff to keep afloat so that we can be a really, really strong team, all of us together.
Thank you, guys. That's awesome. Thank you, Jill. Thanks for mentioning that.
Hey, Mike, I got another plug for Lindsay as well. Taylor and I've got a French seller. She's in France, 9-hour difference or 8-hour difference. And they don't in France have notaries like we do. My client had, because of Lindsay, she went to the US Embassy because educated by Lindsay to go there to get the notary done. So I will tell you that she does go above and beyond. And we're doing a lot of stuff in because of the taxes, and she's all of the 923 or something like that forms, and the 8820s and all of these things. And actually, we're going to be okay with the taxes.
It's awesome. All my
And
escrow.
I'm sorry, can I say one more thing? Sorry. I'm being a pig. Anyway, I also wanted to say too that I had a client appreciation party this weekend, and it was so flipping hot. And I called Matt because he had some loans going on for me, and I was like, dude, can you help me? And Matt came and he brought me a cooler with ice and some drinks and helped me out because I wouldn't have been able to do it myself. And I felt comfortable to ask him because I had some loans going on, but I never asked for help. And he saved the day on a really crazy hot day.
Love it. Michelle,
I
see
take
your
that?
thing.
I have a
Go for
plug
it.
for Matt too. I have
Look
been
at this.
using
We're giving all
those-
kinds of love, guys.
Well, I've been using the
Thank
same
you.
lender for many, many years, and over Labor Day weekend, I needed some answers. Matt emailed me back during the weekend right away, got the answers I needed. So as soon as I get a buyer again, I'm going to Matt.
That's awesome. Michelle Warner,
Thank you, Brenda.
Yes,
glasses,
thank
by the
you.
way. Love the glasses.
Oh, thank you.
Really cool.
So I definitely want to give a shout out here to company services altogether. I joined Remax. We're only coming up on year 4.
Oh my God. Wow.
But from day one, using the marketing, Annie is phenomenal. We've now got a Stephanie. You could use both. But Matt, from day one, handed every single one of my clients to him. He's even been able to help clients that came pre-approved. We transitioned them over to Matt. He's phenomenal. He takes calls on the weekend. Same with Lindsay. I text her, I call. She sat down with clients recently who are a little bit older and they just needed stuff explained. I got on the phone with them, but Lindsay was amazing. She held their hand, walked them through. I have clients leaving California, going to another state, connected escrow to escrow, and she totally took over and handled everything. So my clients have been well taken care of, and we have definitely have to support our Remax family and Mike and everything he offers and provides us. We have to give back by using company services.
Near and dear to my heart. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all the words. We're going to move on. We got about 15 minutes left. So I'm actually going to bring Lindsay on, if that's okay, Lindsay, and maybe talk a little bit more about what we got going on. I know we don't have too much for the calendar going on, but, give me a second. Sorry. Ooh.
Yeah, we had
Sorry.
most of our trainings in the beginning of the month, so we have one more training left.
Okay.
And it's Walt's class on negotiation skills, his favorite tips and tricks negotiation skills. Originally that was on the schedule for next week, but it's actually going to be the following Thursday, Wednesday, I'm sorry, the 25th. So it's negotiation tips and techniques. Be sure to check that out. As many of you know, Walt has a lot to provide in that arena.
Absolutely. And we got
And then
some birthdays coming up, don't
We
we?
have a ton of September birthdays. I don't think I'm going to read them all, but
Yeah.
happy
They can
birthday
see
to
them.
all the September babies.
Yeah, there you go. Love it. And guys, I want everybody to understand before, and I'm going to do it too. Sorry, I already have it set up. I don't know why I just kind of messed that up by moving the screen. But look, we're starting this new thing. Remax is starting this new thing. And basically it's called Max Tech Lead Concierge. Now, only several of you have signed up for it. Okay, let me explain how to get there. All right, I'm going to walk it through just really quick. And what this is, and I got an FAQ that I'll share with the group, which after I speak about this, I'll actually put it on the chat. So if you guys can kind of see the frequently asked questions, it's a 30% referral fee. Okay, just going to give you a basis, going to give you a little bit of a high level stuff quickly. 30%. Now, what they do is they nurture the lead, right? And then they kind of connect you with them. They get them a live transfer to you, right? So if you want to opt in, See, you can opt out. You don't have to get that. You say, you know what, 30% is too much. I want to get my own leads. I'm happy with what I got going on. Fine. Leave it for the rest of you, right? That are interested. What you do is once you jump into your Max Center, you hit this Max Tech Lead Concierge. If you don't see that, what you want to do is go to your apps and tools. All right. And then once you go there, go down to Max Tech Lead Concierge. Click on it. When you click on it, once it pops up, okay, you scroll down a little bit more and it says opt in now. Opt in now. So there's a few more steps after. And what you want to do is opt in for receiving leads. Now, RE/MAX is leading more towards online leads, just to let you know. I have been a big advocate for less office space, less this, less that, more lead generation, right? Taught you how to fish for your own kill and all the rest of this stuff. But now we're going to do it for you. So the theme of 2025, not to jump ahead, is that I'm going to shift a lot of that budget towards lead generation for you guys, because as this market has shifted, right? It has shifted and it becomes more of a buyer's market. Guys, that's your opportunity, especially your advantage over every other office that is not prepared for all these new changes. It's going to set you apart. It really is. So buy into that. I want you guys to trust me on this, okay? I've seen market shifts, been in the business almost 30 years. You know, I had to shift from this to that and blah, 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 investors. We basically have three different type of ways we can get business. There's a buyer, there's a seller, and then when the market's bad or oversaturated or whatever, distressed, then there's the investor. So you got to be able to kind of jump in. But anyway, that's how you do it. If there's any questions, of course, you can reach out to me. I'll walk you through this process, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Max Tech, jump into that, Lead Concierge, opt in now. So don't forget those steps. Very, 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 very important. So this is the FAQs that I'll share with everybody about that. It gives you all the details about this concierge program that they're starting. And I encourage everybody to get on. And this is what you basically get. Congratulations. You know, you've opted in. What's the next steps? It really walks you through the process. So I want everybody to be cognizant of that. Any last thoughts, questions before we get to our top 15 and all the rest of the stuff that we do? Anybody else? Lindsay, you want to read some of those questions and comments if you don't mind?
Sure. So let's see. Dennis did provide that graph that you were wanting. So that's in the chat if anyone wants it. Jose has a new listing in Fallbrook. He gives the information about that. Jill says Matt also has the best rates. Thanks to Stephanie, and that's it.
Okay, awesome. Anybody else have any closing thoughts before we get in our top 15? Did I miss anything? Anybody else have anything else to share, or we're good? Quiet group. Let's go, guys. Let's go. I need you guys to put on those mics.
Hey, I got a quick question.
Okay, go for it.
Is that the concierge service tailored more for like the San Diego market, or would it also
all the
include
markets?
OC
So
and LA?
You're going to be able to put in your area and all that kind of stuff, so it knows where you're going to be at. So just
perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Again, they just rolled it out. There's probably going to be some, you know, stuff that has to be adjusted. They got to make some tweaks and turns. There's probably be some glitches. Who knows, right? Just rolled it out. But we also have that with KV Core, and we'll talk about that. We're going to have some upcoming things. And just so you know, I didn't talk about the calendar for next month, but we're going to be doing more of a mastermind in-person role-playing for the listing presentation, role-playing for the buyer's presentation, the give and take. I know, you know, a couple people in Carlsbad already took it upon themselves and kind of got people together, and that was a huge success. I'd like to see people kind of take over a little bit more, right? Leaders will lead. Right? We would love to do everything for you guys, but, you know, we have such a group of masters, right, that have that leadership quality. And I just want to take it upon, you should take it upon yourself to actually organize some of those things. And we'll help you, of course, with Lindsay and Emily. They're huge help with that. Anybody else? Okay, you guys ready? Turn on your mic, turn off your mics or unmute yourselves. We're going to go ahead and roll out our top 15. We're going to be some pretty cool stuff that we're going to be sharing with everybody. And you know, some cool names and all that rest of stuff. Okay, so let me just jump through this really quick. All right, here we go. Top 15, August 2024. We got our honorable mentions, and they are, we got Maria Martin, Robert Luciano, and Virginia Gissing. Congratulations.
Go,
Your
Rob.
honorable mentions for 2024. August. Top 15, number 15.
All right,
Tracy
Tracy.
Denby.
Yeah, Tracy.
Congratulations, Denby.
Hey.
Congratulations,
Judy.
Spady, number
Woohoo.
14.
Go, Judy.
Awesome. Number 13, we got Rudy.
All
Get
right,
Rudy.
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 Let's
Number
go.
12, we have Russ Taylor.
That's
All right,
Taylor.
Russ.
Number 11,
Got
Jessica
Jessica.
Rarity.
Jessica,
Jessica. Top 10,
All right, Kim.
Kim. Number 9, we have Carly Anderson.
Go, Carly. Good job.
Number 8, we have Diane Conaway.
All right,
Congratulations.
Diane.
Number 7, Barbara
Barbara.
Duke.
Go, Barbara.
Nice.
Number 6, we have Jill Vodka.
Go,
Congratulations.
Jill.
Number 5, ready? Number 5, Cindy Pearson.
All right, Cindy.
Pearson.
Number 4, we have Rick McCandless.
Yeah, Rick.
Rick.
Congratulations, Rick. Top 3, we got Mukesh Janet. Number
Mukesh.
3. Let's go. Good job. Number 2, we have Michelle Warner.
Yeah, Michelle.
Michelle.
And drum roll, please. Number 1, we have Steve Beller.
Beller. Go, Steve.
This is what it's going to look
Nice
like.
job,
Beller, the
guys.
home
Good
seller.
job, you guys.
Again, share these with your clients. Let everybody understand where you guys stand. And that's awesome. I love celebrate those wins, guys. Very, very important. Top 15 year to date. I'm going to fly through these really quick. Just let everybody know where they stand. We got our honorable mentions. We have Stacy Walker, Jessica Rarity, and Mickey Roberts. Congratulations.
Oh, good job, you guys.
Number
Good one,
15,
guys.
Sean is easy.
All right,
Yeah,
Sean. Go,
Number
David.
14.
Right, David.
Yes, sir.
Go,
Wait, Spencer.
Spencer.
Judy Spady
Yeah,
at number
Judy.
12.
Judy.
Number 11, Virginia Gissing.
Woohoo. Go, Fallbrook.
Top 10.
All right, Fiona.
Number 9, Carly Anderson.
Go, Carly.
Go.
Barbara.
Barbara Dudek at number 8.
Go, Kim.
Still standing strong at number 7. Number
All right,
6, we have Jill
Jill.
Vodka.
Jill.
Good job, Jill.
Go.
On fire. Number 5, Michelle Warner.
Go, Michelle.
Michelle.
Number 4, we have Maria Martin.
Woo, Maria.
Top 3, Rick McCandless.
All right, Rick.
Rick.
Number 2, Steve Beller.
All right,
All right.
Steve.
And number 1,
Woo.
Mukesh.
Go,
Mukesh.
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 Good job, you guys.
Unbelievable.
Like, congratulations to everybody that made the list. And don't forget, your name could be there too. Just work really hard. We got some team players, right? Stand on the shoulders of giants until you become one, right? And at the end of the day, leaders will be judged based on, based on the people they put down. It's actually based on the people they lift up. So my encouragement to all the leaders, help those people that are not doing so great, and people that need some help, lean on your leaders. So awesome, guys. Thank you.
Thank you,
We'll
Mike.
do a bingo